Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League Spike Magazine Trophy. It is the semifinals. We had a fantastic semifinal matchup yesterday. I think we're going to have another good one tonight. We're going to have league champion Doug the Minotaur versus Nick Satan, the White Skull Windbreakers versus Cenozoic Park Orcs versus Lizards. Let's take a look at this bracket and see which team, one of tonight's teams, will be playing in the finals. The Real American Heroes defeated Alphitus Australis in a real nail-biter last night that ended in, unfortunately, ended in machine error. But boy, both coaches should be really, really proud of how they played. It was absolutely fantastic to watch, and well played by both coaches. Dead Fred rather, and the Real American Heroes will advance to the finals, will earn a spot in the Dungeon Bowl? No, in the Blood Bowl. Will earn a spot in the Blood Bowl. It's just a matter of where in the bracket they will be. The Real American Heroes looking to dethrone the Windbreakers as the Spike Magazine Trophy champions. The Windbreakers will have to win tonight to defend their crown. They're going to be up against Cenozoic Park. Two bashy teams. We'll see how this plays out. We had two Edge teams last night, two bashy teams tonight. I think one team's going to be bashier than the other, but we'll see. First up, we'll take a look at the home team, the White Skull Windbreakers. They were the first seed coming into the semifinals. They have a TV of 1,550,000 gold. 12 players on this roster. They have the big guy, Pants Helmet, the Troll, 4 of the big and blockers, 4 blitzers, a thrower, and 2 linemen, 1 oppo. All 7 dedicated fans. That sounds sad when you say it aloud. All 7 dedicated fans and 3 rerolls. They're going to be up against Cenozoic Park this evening. That's the Lizard team coached by Nick Satan. They're coming in TV of 1,360,000 gold. That's 155,000 gold in petty cash. Going to Cenozoic Park this evening. 1 big guy in the form of the Crocs, 6 Saurus blockers, a chameleon skink, and 3 skinks to round out this 11-player roster. Yes, indeed. 1 apothecary, 1 cheerleader, 5 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. How the two teams gonna play tonight? Well, they are both kind of bashy teams, but I think the Windbreakers are the bashy team in this matchup. They have the Troll, who has block and mighty blow. 4 blitzers with guard, tackle, and block, 3 of which have mighty blow. Those big and blockers have a strength of 4. 1 has block and guard. He has the thrower, of course, and then he has a lineman who has picked up the block skill as well. This is the bashy team. They have a lot of guard, a lot of mighty blow, and tackle on the blitzers to try to take out some skinks tonight. Doug the Minotaur is going to play his orcish, bashy game, trying to remove players. If he can hunt down those skinks and remove them, he wins tonight. Those blitzers, 4 of those blitzers are on this roster, right? Which means he's going to want to keep 1, maybe 2, maybe more free to hunt skinks, because tackle is going to make these players much more valuable against the skinks than against the Sauruses. That doesn't mean they're not valuable against the Sauruses, but getting that tackle skill in effect against these skinks who could dodge. You have block, you're negating their dodge skill, you have mighty blow, you have guard to get the assists as well if you have some blitzers nearby. He's going to be hunting skinks with at least half these blitzers, I would say. If he can remove these skinks, he wins. Otherwise, he's got the advantage in the bashy game as well. He can go up against those Sauruses. Sure, they're strength 4. He has the big and blockers who are strength 4 as well. He wants to be taking the blocks with the block players. That means number 15, Barking Backside. That means number 3, Turtle Burp. But regardless, he doesn't have to, right? You don't always have to go for those blocks. You're always looking for those blocks, but he can hold his own on the line. So he wants to be basing up, taking these shots, because his shots are much more reliable than Nick's shots are going to be. Nick, on the other hand, he does have a lot of strength in the Sauruses. 6 of these Saurus blockers at strength 4. 4 have block, 1 has mighty blow. He has the Crocs as well, but can't really match up. He does have a strength advantage, but he doesn't have the skill advantage. He doesn't have as much block as Doug has. He doesn't have as much guard as Doug has either. The Crocs has guard, which is a great pickup on a big guy. Those 4 skinks, though, that's where this team is going to shine against the Orcs tonight. A lot of speed on those skinks, a lot more than the Orcs have. MA8 on the skinks, MA7 on the chameleon skink. What Nick needs to do tonight on offense, So if Doug's playing the Bashy game, that means that he is looking to roll dice, whereas maybe Nick Satan doesn't really want to roll that many dice. Nick Satan, on the other hand, wants to play a positioning game. Those Sauruses are going to have to be positioned where they are taking marks to allow a hole to open to get one of these MA skinks downfield to where maybe a Saurus, maybe a skink is protecting the ball carrier for a turn, and then the ball carrier can take off and score. That's what Nick's looking to do tonight. That means it's all about positioning. That means he doesn't necessarily want to roll dice. He'll roll the dice if he can get a 2-die with the block skill. Otherwise, he might just want to be positioning players in such a way where he can try to open up the hole on offense. On defense, on the other hand, he might try to apply some pressure. If Doug goes wide, Nick needs to pull back and keep his skinks in the secondary. If Doug starts to narrow his offense, maybe he commits to a wide zone, then Nick Satan, that's when he's going to start to collapse. He's going to use the speed of those skinks to get behind the cage and start harassing the offense and trying to knock that ball loose. I do think it's an uphill battle for this Lizard team tonight just because they don't have the skills. 155K to me in petty cash. I mean, I think that's a wizard, but we'll see what Nick decides to pick up. All right, let's get this game underway. We'll see what he chose. Indeed, he did choose a wizard. So Cenozoic Park on defense to start the game. They do have all 4 skinks in the secondary. They're giving up those wide zones. They don't really have to worry about a passing game, and they have the speed advantage. They don't really need to cover the wide zones. In fact, as we talked about a moment ago, Nick Satan might want Doug to go ahead and use the wide zone. Pull your cage into the wide zone. That way the defense can shift and start to encircle the offense and then start working on that cage. 3 on the line for Cenozoic Park. Currently 4 spread very wide for the White Skull Windbreakers. Vurak, the thrower, number 13, back to receive for the Windbreakers. Now 6 on the line, 7 on the line now for the Windbreakers. They're getting some guard on the line, just enough to get the assist to get the 2 dies with the block skill and try to block this line down. Blocks with the big guy by both coaches is going to be an interesting decision at the end of every turn. Because you have to be careful of that nega trait. The Crocs is boneheaded. The Troll is really stupid. You don't want to lose those tackle zones if you're relying on them to keep a big guy from your opponent at bay, or even trying to shore up part of your line and prevent the opposing team from dashing through it. Here's the kick. Very deep kick. It's going to be a touchback. And surely the ball will be put into the hands of Vurak. Weather's going to remain the same here after the touchback. Indeed, the ball is in the hands of Vurak, the thrower. And now turn 1 to get the semifinal game underway. I don't know why the Windbreakers are at 7 minutes 12 seconds. I assume that is a bug. Dude, the left defensive end here will be a push. Now a 2-die block on that left defensive end a second time, and again another push. Two-die block this time on the right end, gets a POW out of this. Needs a massive 10+ to break armor. Now has a 2-die with Takar. Gets a POW on the Crocs. 9+ breaks armor with Mighty Blow. Those are the blocks. Blitz still on the table. 2 linemen still available to activate. One is the Troll. One is Rulag, the number 11 blitzer. Barking backside's going to move forward and take a mark on BD Wong. The Mighty Blow block Saris, number 8. The right outer linebacker. Ball carrier moves forward to the Windbreakers on 6-yard line. And now the blitz with the big guy gets a pal on Sam Jackson. Can he get a 9+ out of this? He cannot. He very much cannot. Still has movement with the Trolls. Going to remain in place to keep Richard Attenborough marked. Turn 1 now for Cenozoic Park coming up. The threat of a fireball always means that you, as the opposing team, have to be very, very careful with your positioning. You don't want to give your opponent 5 players or more to fireball. So it looks like it wasn't a bug. Can you use the bonus clock in the inducement phase? Because this clock ticked down to 6:56. Under a minute to go here for Cenozoic Park. He took a block over in the right wide zone. Shifted a player to the left, stood up the Crocs. Now deciding what to do with the remainder of the turn. Moving in to mark the Troll. Going for the blitz on the Troll. 2-die blitz, gets a pal here. Needs a big 10+. The Troll back. Well done. That Troll being knocked down means he'll have 1 point of MA on his follow-up turn. +3 MA to stand up. The Troll has an MA of 4. And that's the turn. Turn 2, back to the Windbreakers. Nick Satan holding down center pitch. He says, "You will not come this way. This is my territory, but please, feel free to go to either side." Trolls stand up and move right back into position here in turn 2. A mark taken on Jeff Goldblum by Kroll Air Biscuit, the number 5 rookie blocker. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz. Gets the knockdown. You can see Doug is always looking for those 2 dies with the block skills. Trying to find those least risky blocks before taking the more risky blocks. Shifts Takar, the one who supplied it. Number 10 blitzer over in the left wide zone, and the ball carrier is going to follow behind. The ball crosses the line of scrimmage in turn 2 here. It's on the opposing 4-yard line in the left wide zone. Windbreakers will be able to cover the back right corner of the cage with Rulag, perhaps even Stoker. Rulag will be the player to move over to the left. Stoker will move forward to lend an assist with that guard skill. 2-die block first up on Sam Neill, gets a pal. Now gets to reposition Bull Snort. The number 6 rookie blocker. 6 minutes, 45 seconds on the bonus clock here. What was that? Was that just an animation by the Crocs? I'm not sure what happened there. Turn 2 for Cenozoic Park. 2 blocks. So both standing result against the Troll. Richard Attenborough on the block. Nick knows he's not going to win this game going toe-to-toe with this Orc team. He just doesn't have the skills for it. Skills on his players, that is. So he needs to play a more tactical positioning game. And that's what he's been doing so far in turn 1. Doug goading Cenozoic Park to come in on his offense. You can see he does have a contingent over here in the left wide zone, but he's not committed. He has players over here as well. He has some players here also. So Nick has to be really careful about trying to lock down this offense. Doesn't want to get trapped over in the left wide zone and then have the ball carrier just mark all the Sauruses and then move this ball out to the right. Skink secondary shifts over to the left. Column set up right in front of the cage. Stand-up blitz by Jeff Goldblum is going to be a both standing result. Get a second shot at it here, and he gets a push out of it. Cenozoic Park on the bonus clock now. Trying to lock down the right side of the cage. They take a 1-die way over on the right side of the line against Stoker, the one who denied it. He's going to get pushed away. And that may be the turn. He's going to set up a second column of Skinks, and that will be the turn. Oh, is he thinking about a fireball here? He can get five players out of it if he wishes. He says no. The threat of the fireball is more valuable to me than the fireball, and I think that's right. A lot of coaches will look for a lot of players to hit with a fireball, and maybe that's a fine decision, but if you can't convert on that, if you knock down a bunch of players, but you can't get the ball, or you can't stop the score, or you can't score yourself, then I would argue that's a bad fireball cast. You really want to save that fireball for when you can convert. You can get the ball away from the opponent, or you can ensure you score, or score yourself, or score on defense. Bupaj says, beware the murder skinks. Turn 3 for the Windbreakers. They're going to mark Ariana Richards II. Rookie skink has the dodge skill. They suggest the blitz is going to be against Ariana Richards. And it's probably going to be with Takar with the tackle skill. Mighty blow, tackle, and block. Here it is. 2-die block. Gets a push out of it. He'll re-roll this for sure. Yes, indeed. Got the pal. Needs a 7+ to break armor. Oh, he went against Joseph Maslow instead, not Ariana Richards. And did not break armor. Windbreakers down to 2 rerolls. Went for Joe Maslow behind Ariana Richards. Trying to keep Ariana Richards from having movement options. The only positive dodge for Ariana Richards is now right here in this space. And the Windbreakers carving out this left wide zone now. Took the opportunity. I might say this was successful thanks to having this offense spread so wide out to the right side here. Well played by Doug the Minotaur so far. Vurak, the thrower, now on the opposing 14-yard line. Vurak, of course, a key player for the Windbreakers. Look at that rush percentage. That's just cheating. That's just cheating. 2-die block against Sam Neill here by the Windbreakers. Gets a push out of this. And now a 1-die on Laura Dern the third. Gets a push out of this. And the Windbreakers in turn 3, they are under 6 minutes on the bonus clock. Turn 3 back to Cenozoic Park. Wizards still available. All 3 rerolls still available as well. Virag, the thrower, in scoring position, 1 rush away. Virag with a 100% success rate on rushes. 2-die block on the troll back at the line of scrimmage will be a push. Big guys duking it out, basically negating the opponent's big guy, which is fine. That's a tactic you'll often see employed by coaches. Two-die block on Air Biscuit. This will be a knockdown. Breaks armor. First armor break of the day. Gets a stun. Teams with multiple big guys tend to not do that, or different big guys. Like Flesh Golems tend to behave differently. They're strength 4, they have stand firm. Mummies behave differently. Strength 5, no nigga traits. I would argue Treemen even behave differently. 2-die blitz on the one who dealt it. Gets a pal here. Gotta get a knockdown. Looking for the 10 plus, and he'll follow up to mark the ball carrier. Takes a 2-die way over in the right side, in the right wide zone rather. Gets a power out of this. These 2 Sarses are locked down, really with nowhere to go. They've got to spend their turns blocking, which means they can't be playing defense. And now Cenozoic Park dips under 7 minutes on the bonus clock. You get 7 minutes 30 seconds for the entire duration of the game to extend your time beyond the 2-minute turn timer. That's not gonna do it. That's a turnover unless he re-rolls it. He does, gets a pal on the one who supplied it, but needs a massive 10 plus, doesn't get it. Doesn't open up a lane for Ty Simpkins to try to shut down this sideline. Oh, he's going for the foul instead. Going for the foul. Did not get called off. Got a stun out of it. Ty Simpkins, the sneaky git, of course. So relying on Sam Jackson to hold down the fort. That's not going to cut it. That's a foul on Sam Jackson. We'll see if the Windbreakers elect to score right here. Stand up the one who dealt it, move him out of the way, and then it's a straight shot for Virak. It's 1 rush to score. But can he hold out for another turn? He's got a rush. Well done. 1-0. The Windbreakers take the lead. So an early score by the Windbreakers. Cenozoic Park is going to have, I believe, about a quarter to try to get on the board here. And then they'll be on offense in the second half. So perhaps part of Cenozoic Park's strategy to force the early score and try to win with a 2-1 grind. SP Beaver says that feels like too much time to give the Murder Skinks to score. They can definitely do it for sure. I would argue, however, if this goes to overtime, the longer this game goes on, the greater the advantage that the Orc team has. Simply because they're going to have more opportunities on Skinks, and their blocks are just plain better. They have so much Mighty Blow, so much block, and so much guard that they can guarantee they're getting those 2-die, perhaps 3-die blocks. And even if they get them on the Skinks don't get their dodge skill. Doug, the Minotaur in a very pointy anchor. Boot Polish, thank you very much for the bits. Cheering for this Orc team. Giving up the wide zones to Cenozoic Park. He says, "You are so kind to give them up to me. I will do the same, sir." Look at these formations, so narrow. It's like they're all pointing in the same direction. It's like they're reminding each other where the end zone is. Shallow kick by the Windbreakers. It's going to get kicked right to Ariana Richards II. See if she can recover this ball on a 3+. Six players to move on the quick snap, so he can reposition this to put it in the hands of Ty Simpkins. I doubt he wants to. Ty Simpkins, of course, the sneaky get. He moves Trevor Morgan II forward. This is a skink runner who randomed into diving catch. Ariana Richards, good catch. Rolled the 6 and now turn 4 for Cenozoic Park. Two-dive block on the left defensive end is going to be a push. I played a Jurassic Park style board game this weekend, and it really just made me want to play Jurassic World Evolution 2 again. Which is it's like a theme park game, but with dinosaurs. Gets a stun on Bull Snort. Pushes the other two linemen back a space and will advance forward a space. Remaining marked by the line. Now, two-die blitz on the left side of the line. This will work out due to the block skill. Gets the knockdown on duck call. Well done. Yeah, the Crocs has both block and guard. Guard a great skill on a big guy, just because the big guy is usually, well, I shouldn't say usually, but often is going to be at center pitch because they have high strength and they can really hold down the fort at that most valuable area of the pitch, right? Gives you the most movement options. You can hold down the fort, you can take lots of blocks, you get guard, and now you're giving a +1 to everyone next to you as well. Cenozoic Park shifting in really shallow here. We'll see if Doug the Minotaur tries to encircle the offense. So Doug the Minotaur could come in this way. Might leave him a little thin forward though, and he can't really afford to leave gaps because these skinks are so fast. 8 MA from the ball carrier. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can get here prior to rushing. Lizards like symmetry. Just about a minute left in the turn. No action by the Windbreakers. They're really thinking this through. Do they want to start applying pressure here, or do they just want to stay in front of the offense? They're in the lead right now. Advances a couple of players forward, so now he's marking 5 Sarses. The Sarses with a AG of 5+ means even on a positive dodge, the odds are very much not in their favor to succeed on the dodge. Skoji, is that right? Skoji DJI? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, they could very well be away. That's true too. Squeegee. Why didn't I? Of course it's Squeegee. Oh, what a dummy I am. It's so obviously Squeegee. Thank you. So Doug, not getting goaded into applying that early pressure, is going to stay in front of this offense. Turn 5 for Cenozoic Park now. They still have their wizard on the table. Cenozoic Park, if I were Cenozoic Park, I'd really want to prioritize the score in this half. I don't want to go into overtime tied and keep giving this opposing team that many more blocks. 2-die blitz. 2-die stand-up blitz on the left side of the line will get a POW out of this. Gets an armor break. Gets a stun. And now 2-die on the second defensive tackle here. Gets a push on duck call. Dog the Minotaur, undefeated all season long. Undefeated here in the Spike Magazine Trophy. Also undefeated in the Chaos Cup. Nick Satan looking to be the first to do it. The first to beat the Windbreakers here in this semifinal. These are the number 1 and number 2 teams in terms of win percentage this season. White Skull Windbreakers number 1, Cenozoic Park number 2. Cenozoic Park gets a push on the first block, follows up here with the second block, breaks armor, gets an injury. First removal of the game, well done. Really thinking about the Oppo use here. Boot Polish said coin flip shouldn't count, but go works. They shouldn't, but they do. The Windbreakers elect to not use the Oppo there, and so Turtle Burp will be out for the remainder of the game. That is a big piece that is gone. The number 3 big and blocker, strength 4 block and guard, gone for the rest of the game. 1-man player advantage for Cenozoic Park. Shifts the ball just one space to the right here. Still holding on the ball in the hands of Ariana Richards II on Cenozoic Park's own 4-yard line. Turn 6 now for the Windbreakers. 3 turns left in this half for Cenozoic Park to try to score. The Windbreakers in the lead 1-0, and they're going to start this turn with a rush blitz. Hunting a skink. Trevor Morgan II. He's going to get a knockdown here. 8+ breaks armor. Can't break armor. Skinks very, very fragile. They are AV 8+, which is, I shouldn't say very, very fragile. They are more fragile than a normal player. I would say normal AV is 9+. Skinks have an 8+, plus they're stunty, which means it's easier to injure them. Also with a strength of 2, it makes it that much easier to get the 2-die block on them. Just a little bit of repositioning here by Doug the Minotaur. He knows not to get overly committed and let this fast team get by him. Turn 6 now for Cenozoic Park. They get a POW out of a blitz on last turn's blitzer. Breaks armor a second time and another removal. 2-man player advantage for Cenozoic Park, this time on a KO. Doug the Minotaur is going to force, or at least try to force, Cenozoic Park to score with a contingent of skinks. Even if they score, Doug's hoping to get to remove 1, maybe 2 skinks in the process. Wow! Very limited turn here by Cenozoic Park. I am surprised. They're going to remain on their own 4-yard line with just 2 turns to go. There are 13 spaces from the line of scrimmage to the end zone. The Skinks have an MA of 8. They can certainly still score. But man, they are making sure this is down to the wire. They're not applying any pressure to this defense. Just letting the defense make mistakes. But Doug the Minotaur, I would argue, is not falling for the trap. Very cautious drive to close out this first half. 2 rerolls left for both coaches. Fireball still available to Cenozoic Park. I've been playing Max Payne. I'm trying to. I want to go through Remedy's game collection or gameography, I guess. I forgot how great Max Payne is. It is such a fantastic game. It's really good. And Freddie says, two turn score with Sunday should still be pretty feasible. Good defensive discipline, to be sure. I agree. Squeegee says the nightmare scene in Max Payne is a pain. Yeah, yeah. So I played Max Payne 1 way back in the day on Windows, on PC. Wow, look at this. Doug the Minotaur screening out the offense. He knows what's up. I played it on Windows when it came out. I never played Max Payne 2 or Max Payne 3. So I'll be playing all of those, and then I'll play Alan Wake, both of them. I started Control. That first level of Control is very intriguing. I had a lot of fun with it. I think there's something else too. Alan Wake, Control, Quantum Break. I played like half of that when it came out on the Xbox One. Yeah, but I'm playing Max Payne now on the Xbox Series X. And the controller controls feel a little foreign, but I guess having played many years of Halo since then, not as foreign as it probably would have felt back in the day. Blitz on the right side, in the right wide zone here by Wayne Knight. It's going to open up the hole. It's got to end in scoring position on this turn. Rushes Jeff Goldblum forward. Looks like he's going to try to cage up on the opposing 12. Second rush. Oh boy. So this cage is going to be marked on the back left corner. It's a rush if he wants to cover the front right corner as well. Taking marks on as many players as possible before going for this rush. Here it comes. There's the rush. Well done by Nick Satan. Has a 4-point cage in the right wide zone on the 12-yard line. He's now in scoring position. 2 rushes to bring Joe Mazzulo into position on the right of this cage. Turn 8 now for the Windbreakers. Two-die block by Pants Vomit on Richard Attenborough. These two big guys are going to continue to push each other around. Excellent conservative defense by the Windbreakers, but now they've got to find a way to stop the score. Difficult to do. You can see Ariana Richards is 7 spaces away, can afford to be pushed back a space. He's starting to close up the gaps. So he's got tackle zones here. He also needs to get tackle zones all the way around here as well. Re-rolls into a skull. Cenozoic Park can walk this ball in. 1-1 will be the score at the half. It's gonna take blocks first. Oh! You snub nuffle like this? Does have 2 re-rolls. Trying to get a surf out of this. Well done. Let's see if this surf sticks. Oh, I'd say that sticks. Wow. Unreal. SB Beaver, thank you for the bits. So Nick Satan playing the odds, and it pays off with a dead big and blocker. That's 2 strength 4 players that are out of the game. 3-man player advantage for Cenozoic Park, continuing to roll dice. They'll get a knockdown on Bull Snort. There's the score. Well done. Moves are 9. Thank you for the bits. 1-1 the score at the end of the first half. Cenozoic Park with a fantastic first half. It is a tie ball game. They'll be on offense to start the second half of this game. And it will be a 2-man player advantage, I believe. 3-man player advantage. And there you can see that was the roll that gave up the touchdown at the end of the half. Dead Freddy says, what is going on? The Windbreakers on defense. Kick the ball to the 16-yard line. On the ball, it gives you 3 movement points on a kickoff or a pass here. Trevor Morgan going to get under the ball. And the weather's going to remain the same. Turn 9 now for Cenozoic Park. Did I block on the line here? So we're going to see a lot of similar play by Cenozoic Park. Another armor break here. Get a stun out of it. These stuns now with a 3-man player advantage, these stuns are pretty huge. They'll get a POW on Bullsnort at the right defensive end. Those stuns mean that these lizards can have an opportunity to try to claim some pitch, carve it away while their Sarses are not blocked. However, unfortunately, Richard Attenborough is going to fail the boneheaded roll and stare off into space, will lose his action and lose his tackle zones. Two-die blitz on Heber, the one who smelt it, gets a push here. Nick Satan playing a fantastic game so far. Has had great positioning, but has really also just been playing winning the bash game as well. Trevor Morgan II is going to advance the ball at Cenozoic Park's 6-yard line. Doug the Minotaur is the current reigning Spike Magazine Trophy champion. We have never had a competition champion retain their title back-to-back. Doug trying to do it here tonight. Nick trying to stop him. Turn 9 now for the Windbreakers. Boot Polish. Dead Freddy says, what's going on? Boot Polish says, Ava drew on the screen. The curse continues. Here. I'm sorry, Doug. Although maybe I just killed 2 more of your players. 1-die blitz on the right side of the line here by the Windbreakers, looking to push out of this. Windbreakers spreading wide. Nick Satan here on turn 10 in great shape. Wants to try to stall this out till turn 16. Has a 3-man player advantage. Has a fireball. That is not gonna be good. Can he get through the team reroll? He cannot. Took the block to start the turn with the Crocs. That is the danger of using your big guy at the beginning of your turn. Roll double skulls. Oh, no! No! Roll double skulls, spent the reroll. Couldn't get through the loner roll. Big guys tend to have a loner. Loner means to use a reroll, you have to roll a d6 first. On a 4+, you are allowed to use that reroll. But whether you succeed on that or not, the reroll is spent. Nick Satan lost a reroll there, lost an entire turn. Decided to try to get something out of it by spending the fireball. Spent the fireball to target these 3 players and got nothing out of it. Big loss there on turn 10 for Cenozoic Park. Windbreakers starting their turn with a block by their troll. They're like, this is how you block with a big guy. Two-die block on Sam Neill gets a push. BB Dot, welcome to the stream. Two-die blitz on Ariana Richards II. 7+ breaks armor on this successful blitz. Doug the Minotaur going to skink hunting. Breaks armor. There it is. And now a two-man player advantage, and the tide is a-turning for the Windbreakers. They'll rush to get a mark on the ball carrier. Found an opportunity to get Mighty Blow on a skink with that tackle skill as well. One rush, another rush. We get a second mark on Trevor Morgan the second. So the Windbreakers capitalizing on that null turn to start to break apart this offense, which can be easy to do, right, against a Lizard team. Again, these Sauruses, not agile whatsoever. Neither is the Crocs. Fails the rush in the left wide zone. Will spend a reroll to get Stoker into position to try to apply some pressure on the left. Under 5 minutes on the bonus clock rather for the Windbreakers. Turn 11 now for Cenozoic Park. They were in such good shape. And then they started the turn with the 2-die block with the Crocs, and it all went downhill. Doug the Minotaur trying to force this Lizard offense to a side. And now Nick Satan has some very important decision making to make. Say the Lizards get pushed to this side. That means the defense is coming this way, which means the Lizards are going to want to score in 2 or 3 turns. That's going to give Doug the Minotaur time to catch up and try to draw this game out and go to overtime. Two-die block's going to be both standing results against Sam Neal, or by Sam Neal, I should say, against Barking Backside. The second block is going to result in a push. Then Freddie says, critical 1 in 9 coming. Oh wait, 1 in 3 due to tackle. Yeah. So Trevor Morgan is marked by 2 tackle players. So Trevor Morgan will not get to use the dodge skill. If Trevor Morgan fails the dodge, they don't get a free reroll. Nick Satan could still spend a team reroll, but we'll lose that free reroll. 2-die blitz on Takar. Gets a knockdown. Good chain push to get this ball carrier free and breaks armor. Wow! Another removed Orc and back to a 3-man player advantage unless the Apothecary is spent. Doug with another very, very critical Apothecary decision decides to hold on to it. Great chain block there by Nick Satan to get the ball carrier free. Ted Freddy says, what is happening with Orc armor? I'm not going to say anything, but I'll just say, this is what I will say. By the way, I just said I'm not going to say anything, and then I followed that immediately up with, this is what I'm going to say. I'll just say, I've heard Nick Satan is a commissioner. That's all I know. That's all I know. I'm not saying he's cheating. I'm just saying he's probably cheating. Turn 11 now for the Windbreakers. Cenozoic Park gets a little bit of protection here on Trevor Morgan the second. Moves him over to the right, but it's going to find himself with not a lot of places to move unless the dice do not go the Windbreakers' way. 2 rushes to get a mark on the ball carrier by Vurak. The winner of tonight's game gets an invitation to the Blood Bowl and will advance to the Spike Magazine Trophy Finals to duke it out against the Real American Heroes to see who this season's Spike Magazine Trophy champion will be. 26 seconds left on the clock. Nick Satan has really been making the Windbreakers make some tough calls, and they spent the one die on the troll. Got a skull, did not want to waste the reroll, and that will be a turnover. Turn 12 now for Cenozoic Park. And now, finally, they may be able to catch a breath. Two die blitz on Vurak, gets a push. That will be fine. Follows up to keep the thrower marked. Position Sam Neill to take a mark on Barking backside. Fails the boneheaded roll with the Crocs. The Crocs is going to have no tackle zone. But Trevor Morgan is probably going to skedaddle down pitch to the right wide zone. Probably also wants to mark Heber from the backside as well. Weeposh says, the longer the game goes, the more advantages Orcs have. Whoever would have said that? I surely not me. Cenozoic Park with a reroll here on Stoker. Didn't want to end the turn before moving the lineman. Can't believe the lineman wasn't moved first. Gets the assist on Bull Snort to get a push here. So not moving down pitch. Unless Ty Simpkins is coming up behind the ball carrier. All right, he is going to move down pitch. Ty Simpkins, the sneaky get, moves into the right wide zone to try to cover Trevor Morgan the second. Ty Simpkins, the sneaky get on this team. One of the more important players on Cenozoic Park. And now turn 12 for the Windbreakers. BB Nut says, is it bad? I hope they both explode so it makes next season easier. Not bad at all. Dead Freddy says that's the normal stance, indeed. Final turn of the third quarter here. The White Skull Windbreakers looking to either get at this ball or force this score so that they can have enough time to tie this game and go into overtime. White Skull Windbreakers, the #1 team this season. Cenozoic Park, the #2 team this season. This competition, the Windbreakers were the first seed, while Cenozoic Park was the 4th seed. Two die blitz on Trevor Morgan the second. Got the pow he was looking for. Gonna cough up the ball. We'll see where the ball scatters. Scatters down pitch, or bounces, I should say, to the 16-yard line on the right sideline. A precarious position for the ball. BB Incesticide, welcome to the stream. Spends a reroll to reposition Silent but Deadly. One reroll left for the Windbreakers. 12 seconds on the clock. I thought for sure last turn Nick Satan would set up a half cage. Something like this. Or maybe even one space out further. Now the Windbreakers have an opportunity. Even if they can't score, if they can hold out to overtime, I think Doug will be just fine with that. Fails a dodge, will probably let this rock. Indeed he does. That'll be a turnover. Fourth quarter begins. 1-1 ball game. Cenozoic Park threatening to score, but the ball on the opposing 16-yard line on the right sideline, marked by Bull Snort, the rookie blocker. Strength of 4. Satan gets the assist with Joe Mazzulo on Bull Snort. Could be a one-die stand-up blitz. Takes a mark with Jeff Goldblum on the opposite side of Vurak, but Vurak, by taking it on the corners here, it gives up the sidelines. He's going to go for the blitz anyway. Scary stuff. Gets the pow on Vurak. Needs a 9+ to break armor. BB Nut says it. Ooh, good armor break. Another KO. Are you kidding me? 4-man player advantage for Cenozoic Park. BB Nut says, I don't like that they both have one reroll left. You need to start thinking about OT. Indeed you do. Got the one die. Didn't make it a stand-up blitz. Made it a one die. Blocked by the skink and got the pow. Pushed onto the ball. Why would you push onto the ball? I don't understand. Why do that? All right. I'm good. Going for the pickup by Trevor Morgan the second. Ball works out here, but Trevor Morgan far from safe. Takes 2 rushes with Trevor Morgan. Still not that much safe, but it's going to force a rush by Dig the Minotaur now. Turn 13 for the Windbreakers. Fails a dodge, and that's the final reroll on the blitz. 2-die blitz! This'll work out. He's going to knock Trevor Morgan down. Can he break armor here? He can! Big armor break, got a stun out of it. Has one more point of movement in the form of a rush if he wants to take it, but no rerolls left. And he doesn't push his luck. He doesn't tempt Nuffle. One die block on Richard Attenborough. Both standing result. The big guys just trading blows, just sort of patting each other on the back. How you feeling? You feeling good? Yeah, I'm good. What about you, man? Hey, you're looking pretty good. You have a new skin cream? Yeah. It's called Ode to Goblin. Oh, that's really nice. Good dodge by Barking Backside. And now the Windbreakers recover the ball on defense. Don't mind those two. Wow. Dead Freddy says, never rush, always push on the ball. So say we all. So say we some. Oh boy, pushed onto the ball, tempted fate, and now the Windbreakers recovering here in turn 13. They're trying to find a way to stop the inevitable blitz on Barking Backside. SP Beaver praying to Nuffle. Boopala says, I love how yesterday was textbook tactical board control. This game is mayhem, mayhem, mayhem. Yeah. The Windbreakers. They're calculating this dodge, this potential dodge with Air Biscuit. 4 minutes, 6 seconds on the bonus clock. No rerolls left for the Windbreakers for the entire game. If this goes to overtime, they will not have any rerolls. Unless, of course, Nuffle grants one. Really taking his time here, Doug the Minotaur. Trying to figure out what to do with his remaining 2 players. Also has a rush with Barking Backside. Dodges out Stoker to take a mark on BD Wong, and that might be it. Indeed it is. Turn 14 for Cenozoic Park. I imagine we're going to see a 2-die blitz on Barking Backside. Barking Backside does have the block skill, however. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one left for the Blitz. Really needs the knockdown, though. Cenozoic Park has a reroll. There's the Blitz. 2-die Blitz. Got the knockdown. We'll see where the ball scatters. Really doesn't want the ball scattered next to Bull Snort. It did, though. There's the ball right next to Bull Snort, the number 6 blocker. -1 on the pickup now. Rushes into position to mark Bull Snort. Is he going to try to make this a 1-die block on Bull Snort? He can get a 1-die with Joe Mazzello. It's currently an uphill block. Wayne Knight could move in to make it a 1-die block. If he does that, then Ty Simpkins... No, he's not going to. All right. Oh, man. Takes the Crocs block. Gets a push. Has to follow up here. This is going to free up Sam Neill. Sam Neill can come in to make it a 1-die on Bull Snort. Just needs a push out of it. If he can get a push on Bull Snort, Ty Simpkins can come in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One rush to score. There's the assist. 1-die block on Bull Snort. Just needs a push out of this. Oh boy, rolling dice still. But oh god, rolling dice gets a foul on Air Biscuit. Oh man. Oh man. Cenozoic Park back on the bonus clock. Are they going to take the 1-die on Bull Snort? I think you do. If he gets a push, all he has to roll after that is the pickup to score. That is not a push. That is not a push. That's going to be a turnover. Turn 14 now for the Windbreakers. Oh boy, what do you think he feels? How do you think he feels about pushing onto the ball now? Oh man. Boot Polish, thank you very much for the bits. SB Beaver says, imagine how much worse it could be if he didn't push on. What would have happened if he didn't push on the ball? Would the pitch just cave in and corn comes out? Like what happens? Boot Polish praying to Nuffle. Dead Freddy says Nuffle has the best sense of humor. 1 minute left on the clock for the Windbreakers. They have 3 minutes, 18 seconds left in bonus time. Neither team with rerolls for the rest of the game unless Nuffle grants one. Barking backside's going to advance forward. 2 marks on Jeff Goldblum now. It's a 2-die block on Jeff Goldblum, but without the block skill. Takes it anyway. Wait, why is that a 1-die? What? Why was that a 1-die block? Oh, because Bull Snort was marked by Sam Neill, that's why. 3+ pickup works out. The ball's now in the hands of Heber, the one who smelt it. The number 8 blitzer. Can he score to win the game? Is he going to try to dodge out Stoker down pitch? Or is he going to try to play this out to overtime? I don't know if he wants to risk overtime at this point. Might not have a choice, though. Wow, what a play. Look at this. Boy, I wanted to get that replay and I was in awe. So Doug the Minotaur fails the dodge and is stunned. Rushes into the corner here, meaning that if this player gets blitzed down, this ball, who knows where it's gonna go. He has two sides of the pitch where this ball could go out of bounds and get thrown back in. Nick Satan has no choice but to go for the blitz. Two-die blitz. That is not going to do anything. No! Nuffle, why? Wow, so he's going to stay put. You know what? Cenozoic Park might be okay with that. Got the both standing result. Odds were in his favor, but just didn't get it on the roll. This will work out due to the block skill. Could really use some armor breaks here. He's got to reposition Ty Simpkins. Doug the Minotaur absolutely paying for the draw at this point. Two-die block. Gets a pal on Air Biscuit. Breaks armor yet again. Gets a stun. And now takes the two-die on. Pants Vomit gets a knockdown here. 9+ breaks armor. Oh, goodness gracious. That's a KO. If this goes to overtime, we'll see if this sticks. That is a 5-man player advantage for Cenozoic Park. The team that I said was not the bashy team in this matchup. Fails the rush, and that's a KO on Wayne Knight unless the Oppo gets spent. I might spend it. We'll see what Nick Satan decides to do. He doesn't. He doesn't spend it, so it's down to a 4-man player advantage. Turn 15 for the Windbreakers. It's an uphill block for Heber. He might be fine just leaving the ball where it is. Moves there nonsense. Feels like he should have spread out the games a bit to cover more ground on the throw, and I agree. I agree with that tactic 100%. Boot Polish says, what is this game? Definitely worth another half of entertainment. Absolutely. Two great semifinal games in this competition. No rerolls left for the Windbreakers. They're going for the blitz. The one-die blitz on Sam Neill. They'll get a push out of it. And now they get a one-die on Sam Neill again if they want to take it. Nope. Final turn of the second half. Cenozoic Park desperately trying to score. Oh boy, gonna roll some dice first. Gonna free up a player by pushing Bull Snort. Here comes the blitz. Just needs a push. He's got it. Where will the ball be thrown in? Oh, that's just brutal. Got a KO. We'll see if the KO sticks in overtime. If we're going to overtime, this could be it. This could be it. Nick Satan. 3+ pickup. 3+ dodge to win the game. There'll still be one turn left for the White Skull Windbreakers. But this could clinch it. Needs to stand up Joe Mazzulo. Nope, he's just going to go for it. Didn't get the pickup! That's a turnover, man! We're going to overtime. Final turn of the second half. Oh, man. Could try to risk the surf on the skink, but he'd have to risk the ball pickup as well, and I don't think he wants to. Nope, that'll be the half. 1-1 the score. We're now in overtime. 2 semifinals, 2 overtimes. Did he get nobody back? Squeegee says, that's Blood Bowl. Here's the coin toss. We'll see who wins the coin toss. Whoever wins will undoubtedly go on offense. Cenozoic Park won it. They're going to receive it. Absolutely. Looks like they got one back. Or they, as in the Windbreakers, got one back. So, but the Cenozoic Park did not get back BD Wong. So it's now just, quote unquote, just a 3-man player advantage for Cenozoic Park, but just 6 players on the pitch for the Windbreakers. Doug the Minotaur has not been in this position with this team at all season. Three on the line for the Windbreakers. 3 in the secondary. 4 on the line for Cenozoic Park. Here's the kick. Middling kick just behind Ty Simpkins. He's going to move Joe Maslow up 3 spaces. Can't get him on the ball. Well, now he can. Now he can. Going to try to encircle the defensive line, it looks like. Two-die block on the defensive line, gets a foul on Bull. Sorry, I was reminding the coaches. SP Beaver says, remember, OT is a full half. Thank you for saying that. I took the opportunity to remind the coaches that this is not sudden death. This will play out all the way to turn 24. Three-die block by the Crocs, gets a foul or gets a knockdown on Barking backside. Line has been blocked down. Blitz still available. Maybe doesn't want to get too overcommitted. Might be fine with just marching down the pitch turn by turn. Good 3+ pickup. He is going to pick it up with Ty Simpkins. Ball on Cenozoic Park's 4-yard line. Turn 17 for the Windbreakers. Dead Freddy says this will be a refeat on the defense if he can hold. Indeed, it will. And if anybody can do it, Doug the Minotaur can do it. Doug the Minotaur with just 6 on the pitch. 3 will almost always be tied up every turn. Not necessarily so, but with no rerolls, that's very likely. And then with just 3 in the secondary, he has to contend with 3 skinks. MA8, MA8, MA7. One of the safeties comes up for the blitz on the right side. On the 1-die blitz, that is a skull. And that's a turnover. Turn 18 for Cenozoic Park. Cenozoic Park will now get a block on the blitzer. Will almost certain. Well, no, he doesn't need to pull anybody in. He'll take that as a 2-die block that'll free up the blitz somewhere else. Yeah, there's the block. Well done. Gets the knockdown. Looking for a 10+. Goopal just 6s happen, so do 1s. Fun fact, so do 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. Advances Wayne Knight forward, but really not on the right side if he wants to score. He can't score too early because this is not sudden death. This will go to 24, but could try to hold down the pitch on the opposite side had he come in on the mark this way, right? Or it would have been around this way, but point still stands. 3-die block with Richard Attenborough gets the knockdown on Barking backside. Breaks armor with that massive Crocs, gets a stun. Well done. He'll take that. That's another turn where 1/6 of the team will be unactionable. Ty Simpkins advances to Cenozoic Park's 2-yard line. The White Skull Windbreakers are 11-6-0 this season. They have yet to lose. Over the course of 2 competitions, Cenozoic Park on the verge of putting the Windbreakers down 2-1. They've got a full 6 turns to hold out and score. Stand-up blitz is a skull. That is another turn in the book. That's a turnover. Turn 19 now for Cenozoic Park. Eric Lionheart says, "Why are the Lizards so passive with this advantage?" I'm not sure. Bootpaw says Cenozoic Park is 1-3-0 versus versus Orcs. 2-die block gets a push. Cenozoic Park 9-3-4 on the season. Gets a knockdown, pushing Stoker into center pitch. This is going to be where he tries to contain the defense. And now going for the blitz on Heber. Got the pal. The entire defensive team on the ground now. I think he takes a mark here. I think he moves the ball to the left. And I think he holds out for 6 turns. Could also move to the right. That's where a lot of his players are over here. Might actually be better. Depends. All right, so he's going to move here. He's not going to mark here, though. Marking on the corner, I think all things being equal, you want to mark orthogonally rather than the corner. So not going to move too far down pitch. He moves Ty Simpkins just across to the 6. Wow! Very much not going to move down pitch. He moves back across the line of scrimmage to his own 2-yard line. Cenozoic Park feeling very skittish against this Orc team. Has a significant player advantage. The entire defense is prone, but he knows who he's up against. He's up against Doug the Minotaur. Turn 19 now for the Windbreakers. Boy, what a game this has been. These 2 semifinals have been, I think, inarguably the best 2 semifinals we have had since the league's inception. 2 fantastic games so far. All 4 semifinalists, as of this moment, should be very, very proud of their play and very proud of making it this far. Two-die blitz on Richard Attenborough. Stand-up blitz, gets the pal that he's looking for. He'll follow up for sure. And now has free reign to move and mark Joe Mazzulo if he wishes. SPB says I'm partial to Chaos Cup 1 finalist. I like how he said finalist as if there's only one finalist. Takes the mark on Joe Mazzello. Good 3+ dodge to reposition Heber. Speaking of, who was the other finalist in the first Chaos Cup? Was that Nick? I think it was Nick. Turn 20 now for Cenozoic Park. 5 turns left in the ball game. Yeah, it was Nick. Nick with his Chaos Team Walmart Death Machine. 2-die block by Cenozoic Park on Stoker. Gets the pal here. Dead Freddy says, Orcs now the agility team? What's going on? Takes the 2-die blitz on Heber. Gets a push out of it. He'll push Heber, yeah, straight back to the right and follow up here. $55 seconds on the clock. Plenty of bonus time left for Cenozoic Park. 5 minutes, 4 seconds. Nick Satan doing a great job managing that clock all game long. Cenozoic Park, if they have an opportunity to score and they get pressured, they'll almost certainly score. They don't want to score too early. Of course, ideally, they'll score in turn 24. But Nick Satan really doesn't want to give up this player advantage right now. There are 2 knockouts that could come back onto the pitch. Nick Satan could also not get back a knockout. It would bring it down to just a 2-man player advantage. Fails the dodge. Joe Mazzello, injured on the dodge, does not spend the apothecary. And now it's a 2-man player advantage for Cenozoic Park. Oh boy, scary stuff right now. BB Nut says, I don't mean to be pessimistic. I think there might be dice in the ball. Yeah, I agree. It's gonna depend on what Nuffle wills, however. There's a dodge that needs to be had, and then a 2-die on Ty Simpkins. A 2-die with tackle and block and mighty blow. Three plus dodge away is 2/3 chance of success. $45 seconds to go. The Windbreakers reposition to take a mark on Laura Dern the third between her and the ball. There's the dodge. 2-die blitz. Just a push. There's no rerolls left. Ty Simpkins to be pushed to the right side of the pitch. I think Doug's going to risk another dodge here. Takes a block on Laura Dern the third. We'll get a push out of this. Windbreakers back on the bonus clock. 2 minutes, 33 seconds left. Ty Simpkins does not have a reroll on this dodge, being marked by Heber. Heber will have to get knocked away first. I think the Windbreakers are probably... Yeah, there we go. Risk the dodge to get a player into position on the right side of Ty Simpkins. Nowhere for Ty Simpkins to go now, which is safe. And there's a second dodge. Well done by the Windbreakers. That'll be the turn. Turn 21 for Cenozoic Park. BB Incesticide says, overtime is no longer golden TD, is it? Lizards needs a stall? That is correct. Dead Freddy says correct. Full overtime. Yep. That's a full 8 turns. SP Beaver says, I think those orcs are just elves in disguise. 50 seconds left for Cenozoic Park. They take a block on Heber, they get the push. That's one player off the ball carrier. Blitz coming up on Barking backside. Took it on Rulag instead, gets a push out of this. A 3+ dodge gets Cenozoic Park a touchdown. Ty Simpkins, the #1 runner. Cenozoic Park back on the bonus clock. 4 minutes, 49 seconds to go. Gonna dodge around the right side. That'll be a touchdown after the rush. Boy, why? I think that was a 1 dodge going forward, but took the 2 dodges to a rush. Cenozoic Park to take the lead here, 2-1. One KO, the big guy coming back onto the pitch for the Windbreakers. Oh, good call, good call. Avoided the tackle players, good call. And now Cenozoic Park to be on defense for 3 turns. 8 players on the pitch versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it 8? It can't be. It's 8v7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now down to a 1-man player advantage for Cenozoic Park. This is the drive they were afraid of, and they have to defend with just a 1-man player advantage, and they do not have the skill advantage. No rerolls for either team. No assistant coaches for either team either. Foodpolish says, if this turns into another coin toss, I'm going to be fired up. SP Beaver says, it was still 2 dodges forward. Was it? I thought it was 1 dodge. But fair enough, fair enough. Three spread wide on the line for Cenozoic Park. 4 on the line for the Windbreakers. Here's the kick. Middling kick. Cheering fans. Iron Man, a point of AV is going to the White Skull Windbreakers. Who's it gonna be? Who's gonna be the hero? It will be Rulag, the number 11 blitzer. Now a massive AV 11 plus, has block, tackle, and guard. Fails the really stupid roll with the troll who came back onto the pitch. And to be fair, he was just knocked out. Like, give him a break. Give him a break. He's not all together yet. See that block on Wayne Knight will be a push on this second block here in turn 21. Eric Leinhardt says there was a play to chain push the guard out with 2 dice, then hit the blitz with 2 dice and still have one dodge with no tackle or no dodge needed, and the first hit was a knockdown. Indeed. And for people who are perhaps new to Blood Bowl, right, it's often, it's kind of like watching the Olympics, right? Like, everybody knows the right gymnastics play. But when you are on the clock under pressure, it is very easy to not see the blocks. It is very critical for coaches to learn to identify these blocks and make them. But boy, is it hard to see them when you've got a timer ticking down. And a lot of pressure, a lot on the line, especially in the semifinals. Good pickup here by the Windbreakers. Rulag on the Windbreakers' own 8-yard line. Cenozoic Park in turn 22. They just need to defend for 3 turns. Two-die blitz with Jeff Goldblum against Heber. Gets a knockdown and marks the ball carrier. If overtime ends in a draw, this will go to kicks. 2 rushes to take the orthogonal mark against Rulag. Trying to stop this ball from moving anywhere here with these 2 marks. We'll see if it works out. 2-die block by Richard Attenborough gets the pow on Barking backside. Two-die block on Air Biscuit on the right side of the line will be a push. Two won the score. Cenozoic Park in the lead. If overtime ends this way, they will advance to the semifinals. 3 turns to defend against a battered and bloodied Orc team. The Windbreakers with 3 turns to get on the board here. Otherwise, they will receive their first loss of the season. Doug the Minotaur is going to use all the time he has to figure out the correct action order here with no rerolls. Probably, I don't want to say probably, but may I try to blitz out the ball carrier? And that way he can get one player out of the way. He can follow up out of the tackle zone of one of the other marking players and then try to position somewhere. But boy, with so few players left, what do you do? Pants Vomit, the troll, moves in to mark Jeff Goldblum. Stands up Heber on the right side of the ball carrier. There's the blitz. He did take the blitz on Jeff Goldblum. Has the assist with Heber. Follows up, breaks armor, gets a huge injury out of this. Will the Apothecary be spent? No, the Apothecary's still not spent. So now the ball carrier free on the Windbreakers' own 6-yard line, but really has to start moving to get on the board. And he does just that. He's going to move over in the right wide zone to lend the assist for the 2-die on Sam Jackson. Got the POW on Sam Jackson here. Can he break armor again? Two rushes by Stoker to cover this ball as best as he can. 1 minute 33 left on the clock. Takes a 1-die on Richard Attenborough. Gets a POW out of this. Turn 23 for Cenozoic Park. Their penultimate turn. They stand up Richard Attenborough. They've got to get a secondary into position ASAP. They have 4 free players they can move downfield. Well, 5 with stand-up Sam Jackson, but he's going to mark the ball carrier. Oh boy, they're pretty close. They're pretty close. Pretty close to try to screen out this blitzer. I might have pulled them back a little. Didn't move the other skink. Trevor Morgan's going to stay in place. Now the block's being taken on Heber. Gets a push out of it. Still has Trevor Morgan and Sam Neal in position. He's taking a rush blitz. This could have been a free blitz. Failed the rush. Oh! Turn 23 for the Windbreakers. On the brink of defeat. Can they get on the board and pull this game out? They have to end this turn in scoring position. These 3 will move with the ball carrier. Probably get Pants Vomit to Marcosaurus. Could conceivably get Pants Vomit to Mark 3 Sauruses. Oh man. Oh god. Oh, what's going on? Bull Snort's gonna mark Sam Jackson. Here's the mark on 2. Marks 2 Sauruses with the troll. Here's the blitz on Sam Jackson. 2-die blitz. Got the POW. An armor break would be big. Well, the knockdown's big enough, really. Sam Jackson knocked down. Has plenty of movement left with the blitzer. He'll move the blitzer down pitch. And here comes Rulag. Rulag now in scoring position on the opposing 14-yard line on the left sideline. Good dodge by Heber to keep Trevor Morgan from moving. The only free Lizard player is Ty Simpkins. Final turn of this game. Turn 24 for Cenozoic Park will be a turn 24 for the Windbreakers as well. If the Windbreakers get on the board, this game ends in kicks. And that is the only hope that the Windbreakers have of advancing to the finals. to defend their title as the Spike Magazine Trophy champions. If he's feeling gutsy, he can go in. He can go in for the surf on Rulag, but that's you better have been praying to Nuffle to make that work. "49 seconds left on the clock. Cenozoic Park with 4 minutes 40 seconds of bonus time. Plenty of time to take a breath, take a drink of water, figure out the best play here." SB Beaver praying to Nuffle. Move 09 says, "Time for a Saurus to show us 5+ dodge." Indeed. Indeed. BB Incesticide says, "Red Dice Surf as option." Dead Freddy says, "Yes, Red Dice Surf, let's go." I think that might be the best option. I think that's his only real option to stop the score here. Nick won 2 weeks ago with an unlikely play. Wait, okay, what? What? All right, deciding to take the blitz to free up Osiris. He's going to have to cover diagonally here. Yeah, he has to cover diagonally here as well, and just pray to Nuffle that Nuffle's on his side on the die blocks. Gets a POW on Air Biscuit. Oh, risk the dodge. Doug the Minotaur might be able to pull in Heber. We'll see. Final turn of the ball game. 2-1 the score. Cenozoic Park in the lead. The Windbreakers looking to score right here. If they can score, the winner of this game comes down to kicks. If not, Cenozoic Park will be advancing to the finals. BB Incesticide says, "Sometimes Nuffle favors the bold. The Red Dice Surf was the right call." All right, well, we'll see. We'll see here. The Windbreakers have a die roll to make. Pushes Sam Neill aside. Now it's going to be a blitz on Ty Simpkins. 2-die blitz on Ty Simpkins with block and tackle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 rushes if he wants to avoid Lawyer during the third. SB Beaver with the emergency rush warning. Thank you for the bits. Here it is. The blitz gets a push out of this. Now he's got a dodge to make as well. He has to follow up. A dodge and 2 rushes. Can he do it? He cannot. Cenozoic Park wins the game. They will be advancing to the finals. Holy smokes! Cenozoic Park defeats the White Skull Windbreakers. The White Skull Windbreakers will not be able to defend their title, and they have their first loss of the season. Very well-deserved win by Cenozoic Park. Well played by both coaches as well. And there you can see the finals bracket will be Cenozoic Park versus the Real American Heroes in this second competition of the season. Wow, what a, oh, thanks BB and Society, I appreciate it. What a game that was. I had an absolute blast with these two semifinals. Who knows what the finals have in store? It's going to be Lizards versus Dark Elves. Oh man, my heart. Lizards versus Dark Elves in the finals. Both of those teams, Cenozoic Park and Real American Heroes, will be advancing to the Blood Bowl later this season. The winner will be advancing in the upper bracket. The loser will be advancing in the lower bracket. Whew. And that's going to do it for our semifinals. Just one game left in this Spike Magazine Trophy, the finals. And after that, we're going to open up registration for our Dungeon Bowl. And there's the link to our Discord right there. If you want to play with us, you don't have to have played this season. You don't ever have to have played Blood Bowl at all. If you, or you could be a veteran of Blood Bowl, right? If you want to play this super rad game with us, come hang out in our Discord and say, hey, I want to sign up for the Dungeon Bowl. We'll get you signed up. We already have a list of a number of new coaches who will be joining us for the Dungeon Bowl, hopefully. And I hope to see you there with us as well. This game is so much fun. BB Nut says, oh no, I missed it. Who won? Cenozoic Park won in overtime. They won 2-1. We're able to hold off what's called Windbreakers from scoring. BB Incesticide says, I'll be on holidays from the 25th of August until 24th of September. Can I still sign up or should I wait for next year? So we'll probably sign up. You probably should wait for next year. So we'll start probably second week or third week of July. So yeah, you probably want to wait till next year, unfortunately. But BB Nuts said they kill at least 8 orcs. They killed 1. But you can just, I can set a reminder and let you know anyway, and you can decide when signups begin. But yeah, come play with us. This game is so much fun. I love this game. 1 game left to play in this competition, and that will begin to be scheduled tomorrow. And when it gets scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB, here on Twitch, or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play this game, man. Play this game, man. Play Blood Bowl. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until the Spike Magazine Finals. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening.